Welcome back, guys, to Bloodline Bikers. And if you can see with me today, I've got my ZX1400. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is because these bikes are so slept on and so forgotten about in the market. It is unreal. Many people don't even realize that when this bike came out, it dominated the biking scene, but it's just been forgotten about and been lost amongst all the other bikes that have been released from the BMWs and the Ducatis and the Chinese bikes. This bike has become forgotten about. And there's a reason why I'm here to do this video. But I'm about to actually explain to you about these bikes if you don't know about them. Because these bikes dominated back in the day and still dominate today. And you know how many people I come across that don't even know what this bike is. I can go flying past them and then people be asking what bike that was. They have no idea about these bikes. These bikes are so slept on, you very rarely see them. They are starting to become more and more common now, just purely because they've stopped production in the UK of them, but they're still being produced in the USA. But these bikes are way too slept on and overlooked purely because of the size of them and things like that. So people don't like the size of them. They always want these slim sport bikes. But in honest truth, these bikes are great, great bikes. If you don't know about the ZX1400, this is a 1400cc engine. This has got dual exhausts. This one in particular is meant to make 190 bhp or 185 from factory and 125 newton meters of torque. The standard, I've had this remap, so now this pushes exactly 190 bhp and it makes 152 newton meters of torque, something like that. I had this remapped last year sometime, and this thing is a complete animal. It was already an animal before, but it's now become a complete animal. Now, many people will tell you, don't remove the secondary butterfly valves, don't do it, oh my God. And you know, people try and scare you about it. The one thing I noticed with removing the secondary butterfly valves before a remap is this bike becomes absolutely mental. Now, when you actually throttle this, it feels like your arms are being ripped off the handlebars because of the amount of sheer power and torque from these things. These bikes are so slept on purely because the Hayabusa come out before the ZZR did. And the Hayabusa, as many of you guys know, is one of the most favoritized bikes because it's Suzuki. And I really believe it's because it's cheap as well. A lot of people went crazy about them because obviously turbocharging them, doing this, doing that. And then this bike come out after. This was Kawasaki's rival to the Hayabusa. Hence why they made the 1400 ZZR to rival the Hayabusa. And this, many people will still sit there and say that the Hayabusa is quicker, but in real terms, it is not. On a straight, this will kill the Hayabusa standard. If the Hayabusa is standard, the ZZR will kill it. Look, everyone's gonna say, oh, a Hayabusa, turbocharged, this, that, the other, will piss all over a ZZR, of course. But then so will a ZZR. It depends on how much money you're willing to put into a bike. It depends on how much money that person's got. It depends on the person who's building that bike. Anyone can make anything faster. You can make a little 125 faster than most 600cc bikes. Let's be real. It's all about the amount of money and time you're willing to spend. But stock for stock, the ZZR wins. That's what I'm trying to say. But if we were to put a supercharger on this, which they do supercharger kits, this becomes even a bigger animal that can actually destroy the booster. But then people are going to say, if you put a turbocharger and do this and do that, yes, how much money you can keep going until you blow the engines on them. That's basically what you're basically doing. Keep going and going and going. Anyone can go faster with the right amount of money. But stock for stock, this is the fastest bike and it's very, very slept on because of everyone, all they ever talk about is the Hayabusa. Now look, I'm a guy with a lot of money. I can buy whatever bikes I want. I've got loads of bikes. I own this over a Hayabusa. I've got an S1000RR. I've got my wife's S1000RR. I've got many, many bikes. And you know, every time, if it's between the S1000 and this, I will always pick this. This gives me a thrill like no other bike does. If I want raw speed and power, this is the bike. Many people say you can't corner properly on this big, beefy bike. Oh, yes, you can. It's not about the bike, it's about the rider. I think a lot of people who say they need to go and watch videos on YouTube of people throwing these around the Isle of Man on the TT races when they're going out there racing them. Go and watch how people are cornering these and smoking everything. You can corner these perfectly. These bikes are very, very slept on. There's not many of them around. Once people come to them, they never go back. That's the God's honest truth. Most people don't sell them unless they're getting old and they can't no longer hold it between their legs. Yes, it's a heavy bike, But overall, it's a very, very good bike and a very fast bike. These are so slept on that even in a race against an S1000, I will keep up with it on this. It's not even a joke. This bike will keep up with the S1000. On a straight, the S1000 has no chance against this bike. And many people are going to say that's crap. It is not crap, it's fact. And then you've got this model after this. Bear in mind, this is 2007, this is a Gen 1. Many people seem to think, oh, it's slow, it's this, that, the other, because a lot of people only seem to rate the ZX14R, which is the performance one of these, which starts coming in from 2010. Because from 2008, it started having ABS. This one's got no ABS, no traction control. This one is just bare stock. This is a rider's bike. There is nothing on this, no aids whatsoever, and I love it. I come from a generation of no aids, so for me, this is an easy bike to handle. This is why a lot of bikes don't understand how this can be fast and don't understand how I can beat them on this, because they buy bikes with all these aids, and it's not about rider aids, it's about the rider. This bike takes a lot of skill to be able to ride with none of that. And of course, this bike isn't the fastest. They've made faster ones. The faster ones will dominate even more than this one will, because the performance sport ones have all got the adjustable shock, adjustable suspension, power modes, everything. They have the ABS, traction control, and everything on them. But them ones are less desirable because they have a lot of problems with the ABS pumps, and they're not cheap to repair because how rare these bikes are, because they don't make them anymore. So parts are literally scarce on the ZZRs. Any part that comes up for a ZZR, it's usually sold immediately because people are looking and looking and looking for them all over the place for these bikes. And these bikes are becoming more and more known, as I'm noticing on the market. But I try and tell everybody when they're looking at one, I say to them, go for it. It's one of the best decisions I ever made. I've owned this bike coming up 2 years now. This is probably the longest bike I've ever owned, has been this one. And why is that? It's not because of any other reason apart from that I love it. I love when I get on it, it's the sheer power, the sheer smile it puts on your face, and the sheer fact there's no other bike that's ever gonna come close to where you feel your arms are being ripped off. This does that, and that's only true because the butterfly valves have been removed, the secondary valves, which people tell you not to remove. I really believe you should remove them. People tell you not to remove them because it makes the torque uncontrollable, and I see what they mean. This thing does lift the front wheel as well as soon as you pull it because of the power being delivered. So the front wheel does come up, but you've got to bear in mind it's a heavy bike, so it's not going to be easy to just flip over your head because to even get the wheel fully up, you know, it's a big, heavy bike. And depending on your weight as well, it's going to keep down. It's not going to be so easy to lift the front wheel, but overall, this is the best bike I've ever owned, and I don't know why they're so slept on. I would like to get this bike out more and more. It's the whole reason of this channel, because these bikes are incredible. And as you age, as you come into your 30s, 35s, this is the bike I think most people should go for. Forget your S1000. They're not comfortable bikes to ride. The Catties, something that's always just roasting you because the exhausts are right underneath the seat, always boiling you over or burning your boots because the exhausts are right down on the ground. Being careful where you put your foot. This is the bike to ride every day. It's a sport tourer, but it delivers on everything. There isn't many bikes that can keep up with this. And I'm telling you that the way I ride this, I have bikes try and chase me all the time. They have zero chance. I mean, zero chance. And then that's all about your skill as well, skill level and how you ride. But these bikes are an incredible, incredible machine. Also, these come with a digital readout for digital fuel gauge, temperature. Obviously, the clocks are normal. They're not no digital clocks on these, but they are just incredible bikes all round. Absolute brilliant. And I'm going to take you around to actually see this bike. As you can see, I've got Scorpion cans on this, stubby cans. I bought them when I bought the bike because someone sold them to me with Delkovich exhaust. I actually went and put on 2 Scorpion stubby cans. I paid like nearly £800 for them. Finding even exhaust for this bike is so flipping rare. You can't even find exhaust for it. Every part that you look for a bike like this is very hard to find at all for these bikes. More rare than any other bike I've ever found. That's why I look after this fully, and why I don't get rid of it, because I know if I put it up for sale, it would sell, purely because so many people want these, so many people love these, and they're just slept on by the younger generation. But as people start seeing them, and the moment it comes flying past someone on S1000 or someone on a sport bike, this is when they start looking up at them. They start looking them up, trying to find out what that bike was, because how quick they go. And people these days are addicted to speed, especially when you buy a bike. So they want whatever's the fastest in. This is the fastest bike you're ever going to get. This or a Hayabusa, but this, hands down, is probably one of the best bikes I've owned out of all the bikes. And I've owned every bike. I've owned Gixxers, R1s, BMWs, you know, every bike you can think of, and this beats them all hand down. So you can see here on my bike, I've obviously got the quad lock there as well. You can probably see with the charging area. This is what I mean by, you know, everything's digital up there. Those are normal needles. Got heated grips on this as well. I've got a different kind of quick release fuel cap. And you can see here, it's got a mobilizer fitted as well. I've got all 3 keys for this. And this is my ZZR. You can see there, scooping W can. Some people do make them from a twin to a single. You can see around there as well. All my tires are new. You can see here, that's my other one. I mean, many people told me, oh, why don't you just go from a twin exhaust to a single exhaust? And I was like, no chance. I like the twin exhaust system. You can see here, the bike is really, really good. I know people are going to sit here and say about that crash bunk, but that was done way before I bought it, but it hadn't been dropped or nothing. And this is how it looks. And you can see I've got the Puig screen as well up here. I've got all xenon lights in there as well, all xenon bulbs. Just absolute brilliant bike. This has got to be one of my favorite bikes. Got a pyramid rear hugger and chain guard down there. But yes, overall, if you are looking to get one, do not hesitate to buy one of these, because especially if you're my age, 35 upwards, this is probably the best bike, comfortable, rideable, everyday bike. And it's one of the bikes I won't get rid of overall, because this delivers on everything I need. This is why I always say to my wife, when she asks back guy now, I always choose to take this, because why am I going to take the S1000, which to me feels a lot slower than this, that feels like an absolute rocket when I go on it, and I love taking this. I mean, these are not cheap to fill by any means, bearing in mind they're 1400. They take about 25 quid to fill the full tank, but compared to your normal average 1000, it takes 15 or so on. But this, trust me, delivers smiles per gallon. In every single way. I don't stop smiling when I ride this bike and I rock it, but you've got to literally have quick eyesight movements, and you've got to have quick reflexes, and you've got to be on your guard when riding this speed. I'm telling you that now. But these things do really move, and this is one of the reasons as well why a lot of police bikers and the police forces used to use these for high-speed chase pursuit bikes, because of how quick these were. These are a monster of a bike. I know people say, look at the size of it. But the size means nothing. This cuts through the wind like butter. And I'm telling you that for someone that rides this at speed and rides this a lot on the motorways, on every road, this cuts through the wind like no problem. You do not budge. This bike feels so planted to the floor. Forget ABS and traction control. These feel so planted like you ain't going nowhere. The brakes brake instantly, and the bike feels solid and planted that you're going to have no issues whatsoever. Overall, this is a brilliant bike, and I've overhauled everything on it. I mean everything. It's had everything teared down. It's had the valves done. I've done the spark plugs. I've done the valve cover gasket. I've done everything on this bike. Everything you can think of. I took it all apart and did it all. And it's all done. And you know what? I couldn't be happier. So if you are in the market for one of these bikes, do not hesitate to go and buy one. Like I said, I can see these going to be going up on price purely because they're very rare. And if you look on Facebook groups, if you look online, there is not many of these that actually come up available, because the moment they come up, they are sold. So many people who get them, people coming from S1000s, from faster bikes, sport bikes, that are buying this. These are old guys who had sold their bike and wanted something still fast, but practical and comfortable, come for this. Hence why it's got the bar risers on it as well, to make it even more comfortable. These bikes are so slept on, but the older generation is not so slept on like me. And I'm so glad I got my one. Everyone will tell you to go for the Gen 2, but the Gen 1 is the best because it doesn't have all the rider aids. It's less restrictive, so it goes like a rocket. It's more raw, it's more aggressive compared to the Generation 2. This is one of the reasons why I bought the Gen 1 as well, because when reading up, I like the thought of the Gen 1 being very aggressive, very brutal, and I like that. And after the remap, oh my God, this has made this bike very brutal. And I love this bike in every way. Like, even when I start it up, it is so loud. The exhaust rumble this whole building compared to all the other bikes. This is what caused my neighbours to come and knock, saying to turn the bike off, because it's very loud. This bike is an absolute beast. And don't be fooled. Yes, you've got the choice of the Hayabusa, but overall, this is the one to beat. This is the bike to beat. And when you pull up on these, people know what these are. They are incredible machines. And anyone who knows bikes will know this is capable of beating every bike out there with the right rider on top of it. So thank you very much for watching, guys. And I hope you guys are actually enjoying this channel. You now got to see my ZX1400, which we'll be doing a lot of videos coming up on this bike as well. If you haven't subscribed already, please go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.